Hi there. The following video will solve for us question 3 part A of the OCR Core 3 Maths January 2008 past paper. To start with, let's read out the question. Solve for alpha between 0 and 180 the equation sec of a half alpha is equal to 4. A couple of points to note. What does the question mean? Solve for alpha between here means find alpha. Find alpha, an answer between 0 and 180 so that the equation sec of a half alpha equals 4 is satisfied. Now, when trying to solve trigonometric equations, it's always best to have your trigonometric expressions in terms of either cos, sine, or tan, because you have cos, sine and tan on your calculator and their inverse functions, whereas you don't necessarily have sec. So hopefully you'll remember the definition of sec. For any angle theta, sec theta is defined to be 1 divided by cos theta, or 1 over cos theta, obviously where cos theta cannot equal 0. So therefore let's launch straight into question 3 part A. If we're dealing with sec of the angle a half alpha, in this case theta has just been swapped by half alpha, this must simply be 1 divided by cos of the angle a half alpha, and all of this must equal 4. Just looking at this side here, I've now got an equation that I can solve. 1 over cos of half alpha equals 4. I want to rearrange this and make cos half alpha the subject. So I'm going to multiply everything by cos of a half alpha. I'm going to get 1 is equal to 4 cos of a half alpha. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to get a quarter is equal to cos of a half alpha. So cos of some angle is equal to a quarter. In particular, cos of a half alpha is equal to a quarter. Let's try and solve for a half alpha. What must a half alpha therefore equal? Well, it must therefore equal the inverse cos function applied to a quarter. And if you tap that in your calculator, you'll get that a half alpha must equal 75.5 to 3 significant figures. That's degrees, because we're dealing in degrees. Now, whenever you're trying to solve trigonometric functions, always draw your graph out between the range in question. Now, we've shown that sec of a half alpha is equal to 4. That's equivalent to solving cos of a half alpha equals a quarter. So instead of drawing the sec graph, I'm going to draw the cos graph, and I'm going to draw it between 0 and 180. It looks something like this. This point here must be 90, and this point here must be 180. In fact, I can rub away just this bit here because it just confuses matters. That is the cos graph between 0 and 180. So, a half alpha, the point of half alpha must be over here somewhere. And if we're trying to see is there anywhere else in the range where we get this value here, we don't. We only get one value of a half alpha at this point here. No other place does it match up to the cos graph anywhere else. It does over here. If we were to draw the cos graph this side, there'd be another solution here, but we only care between 0 and 180. So half alpha must be equal to 75.5, but the question asks us to solve for alpha, so alpha therefore must equal 2 lots of 75.5, which is equal to 151 degrees to 3 significant figures. Obviously, what I would do at the end of a question like that, I would just check that this is true. Well, 151, if I half it, divide it by 2, I get 75.5. If I work out the cos of 75.5, I get 0.25 about, and if I do 1 divided by that, I get about 4, which is what I'm looking for. Hence, my answer seems reasonable. Thank you very much.